In this video, we're going to be using Arsenal Grooming. This is Beachgoer, and we're going to be comparing the timeless aluminum razor with the Henson aluminum razor. Stay tuned. Hey there, folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host, CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using Arsenal Grooming Beachgoer. We'll talk a little bit about this soap, but what we're really wanting to do today is compare the timeless aluminum razor with the Henson aluminum razor. And we'll talk a little bit about each of these in just a moment. But first, the soap. Arsenal Grooming Beachgoer. Tremendous, nice, beachy vibe to it. It's got the notes written right on the front of the tub, which I like: orange, coconut, pear. And Arsenal Grooming is one of those soaps that you don't see a lot, and I'm not sure why. The labels are terrific. The scents are terrific. The price is very, very good. This comes to $14.99 for 4 ounces, and on our cost chart right there, that is an excellent, or actually a good price of $3.74 per ounce. We'll show you the ingredients right there. Nice ingredients in this soap, and also in the United States, Arsenal Grooming ships free after $10. So really good value soap. Really nice labels, really nice scent. I mean, banging scent on this one. Oh, really nice. 6 or 7 on the scent strength scale. Excuse me. Really nice for me. All right, so let's get down to business with the razors. Here we have the Timeless razor. This is made in the USA by Timeless razors. Both, by the way, are going to be loaded with brand new Astra SP blades today. So Timeless razor retails for $75, made in the United States. It also comes with a stand. So when you order the Timeless aluminum, it comes with their stand like so. $75 from the United States. The Henson razor is $49.99, I believe, made in Canada. And this one is a nice blue color. The Timeless only comes in this sort of matte finish. Aluminum only comes in this sort of matte finish. The Henson in this really nice blue. Now, I already know this is marketed to be mild. It is the mild plate. So I'm going to try not to judge the aggression of the razors. I'm going to just try to judge as much as I can the effectiveness. You have a little bit of blade overhang on the Timeless. That's not a concern of mine at all. None whatsoever on the Henson. So let's get to lathering and let's just see how these razors feel. We'll start off today with our misting action again. And one of the things I want to mention, because people often ask me questions: where did you get this? Where did you get that? Links below in the description. So check that out if you like. And let's get to lathering this wonderful Arsenal Grooming soap, Beachgoer. I don't know if this soap is available right now. I will link Arsenal's site. They have a number of soaps that are in stock, but I don't know about this one in particular. Sometimes Arsenal will not have all their offerings in stock. So if you want Beachgoer and it's not in stock, I recommend you reach out to Arsenal and say, hey, we'd like to see Beachgoer in stock. It's a nice soap. Works well. I haven't had any problem. I think I've tried maybe 3 or 4 of these soaps, and they are a good value. Work well, lather well, plenty slick enough. No problems whatsoever, and come to you at a great value. Very nice. We'll try to get lathered here pretty quickly so we don't have to spend all day with that. And of course, Captain's Choice Bowl, which is kind of my choice for bowls. I really enjoy it. So let's cut that down a little bit. And then we'll, on the right side of my face here, we'll start out with the Henson razor, which I used a few days ago. And we got a nice shave with it. Actually, it feels quite mild. You feel almost no blade, but I found that it shaved pretty well, despite not feeling a lot of blade. So I thought at the end of the shave, it had done a pretty good job. And it was actually better than I expected. So let's get that off of there just so I'm not annoying myself by having to look at it. So it feels quite mild, but it actually shaved pretty decently. And it shaved better than I expected, because I saw a lot of people who had videos on this that just didn't care for it because they didn't feel it was efficient enough. But I found that in my shave that it ended up shaving pretty well. I might have had to buff a little more than usual, but overall, I thought it did a pretty good job. And it's a nice razor. It's got kind of a long handle, which I typically don't like, but on this razor, it doesn't bother me at all because it's so lightweight. All right, so let's go with our Timeless now. And there's definitely more blade feel on the Timeless. And for me, automatically, I'm gonna like that more because I do like a little bit of blade feel. Now, I would not call this one a lot. It has more than the Henson, but I wouldn't call this, I don't think this feels particularly aggressive, but I can feel more blade on this razor. The question will be, are they shaving effectively? And I have a feeling that both will shave effectively. I think that probably it will be a little bit easier with this one. It feels a little more efficient to me in its cutting action. But overall, I think both razors will probably end up shaving fairly well. And that actually felt pretty good. First pass there. Really no problems. Both razors felt nice. The Timeless, you can definitely feel the blade a little bit more. It is more pricey. You do get a blade stand with it. And if you're a veteran, Timeless offers you a free gift, or not only veterans, but people in emergency service and so on. Firefighters, police officers, EMS and stuff like that. Timeless offers a free gift if you have some sort of service. And so that's always nice. Henson, again, the Henson razor was loaned to me by Marion the Barbarian. So I don't know how it came as far as packaging and all. So I'm not really judging packaging or anything like that. You know, the Timeless comes with a nice box with foam and all that. I don't know how the Henson comes, so I'm not going to factor that in. Oh, by the way, the brush is the Grey Dog Bamboo. Is this made of bamboo? Thank you, Grey Dog. If you are watching, I like to bring this brush out from time to time and give it a go. I believe it has a Maggard Timberwolf knot, if I'm not mistaken. Nice knot, nice brush, excellent brush crafted by Grey Dog. And these brushes like this that are sent to me by viewers and folks in the community always mean a lot to me. So thank you, Grey Dog. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you who are watching today, too. So again, we're not going to fool around with lathering all day. We'll get it painted on and just get to work, because you don't really have to lather all day long. You can get it on our face and get the shaving and do more judging the shave. All right. So this time, let's go ahead and do our across the grain pass with our Timeless and see how it feels. And I would say that I would not say that the Timeless aluminum has a ton of blade feel either. Not relative to, say, the 0.95 or even its new slim plate. The aluminum doesn't have a ton of blade feel, but it certainly has more than the Henson, I would say. And you can see there, well, it's kind of hard to see, but the exposure there, I think you're probably going to get a little more blade feel there than you would with the Henson. But then again, the Henson razor, I'm using the mildest plate. And so, I mean, that's what you should expect. That's the way it's marketed. It's supposed to be mild, so it is. But I found my first shave with it was pretty enjoyable. Now, the angle of this, see, I feel almost no blade there. That's the thing about the Henson is you feel so little blade that sometimes you're not sure that you're cutting. But for some people, that's going to be a plus. They don't want to feel a lot of blade. Keep that in mind, folks, and especially those of us who are making content, is not everybody wants to use crazy aggressive razors. Not everybody wants a ton of blade feel. That's a preference generally for people who do straight razor shaving or just accustomed to feeling a lot of blade, but not everyone falls into that category. So please keep that in mind. I don't poo-poo razors just because they don't have a lot of blade feel. I do prefer more, but I understand that these razors that don't have a lot of blade feel can still shave effectively. And that's really what it's all about. How does it shave? But the Henson, I would say, is one of those razors that, now again, this is screwed all the way down the way it's supposed to be, the way the manufacturer designed, which is how I like to use a safety razor. I like to use a safety razor the way the razor is designed, to try it out. There are people who loosen that up a little bit and give it a little more blade feel and perhaps efficiency. I'm not doing that today because I'm using both razors as designed, but so far, both are feeling pretty good. Both are feeling pretty good. I do get more blade feel from the Timeless, for sure. But again, I have a feeling at the end of this shave, it's probably going to come out pretty close. And part of that is, folks, even with these comparisons, I think what a lot of people don't realize is when you're shaving and the whiskers are giving you feedback, and you will tend to compensate. And I've said this before, and it's something that warrants repeating, I think. We try to do it as evenly as possible, but unless I'm literally counting strokes, it's not going to be even. Because what's going to happen is, let's just assume the Timeless is more efficient. So the feedback the whiskers are giving me, especially ones removed, or the lack of feedback, is going to tell me to stop making strokes in that area. Whereas if I continually feel more when I'm using the Henson, I'm going to sort of compensate by making additional strokes. And so that is something to keep in mind when we do these side-by-sides. No one that I'm aware of is counting strokes. So take it with a grain of salt. This is not a scientific approach. This is just, how does this feel? You know, the shave oftentimes for me comes out pretty close to the same because of the feedback I'm getting. I will do more strokes or less depending on what is required. And you will sort of, that just happens over time and experience. And so ultimately, you try to even out. So like right now, I might not make that many strokes with the Timeless because, you know, maybe I'm not feeling as many whiskers left over. And that's part of the thing that makes it very difficult to compare. So when folks say, how does such and such compare to such and such? It's really, really difficult because I know myself personally, I will tend to compensate for lack of blade feel or efficiency. And blade feel doesn't always equate to more efficiency. Keep that in mind. There are razors that are deceptively efficient despite not having blade feel, you know. Like, for example, some people feel that slant razors, even ones that are mild, cut better, although they don't always have a lot of blade feel. So keep that in mind. And so as you can see here, me going over and over and over and over, you know, I'm searching for whiskers, you know, there. And I'm feeling it. And so I may not do as much on this side because this razor is probably a little more efficient. That's why you have to take these things with a grain of salt and don't assume that just because you see me, you know, saying, oh, this razor is way more efficient. Don't assume that's going to be the case for you in the way you shave. The way I shave, I tend to even it out one way or the other. And I have a feeling at the end of this shave, it's going to be close. This side might be slightly more efficient because of the Timeless, but I don't think it's going to be night and day. I do think that because I can feel the blade on the Timeless here, I'm probably doing less work. Because you can just sort of feel when it's cutting versus when it's no longer cutting, and you don't have to continue to go over areas. But overall, I think the shave will come out pretty good. And by the way, I haven't talked much about the soap. The soap is a great value. You can see it's working fine. No problems, no bubbles, no troubles. Both sides feel pretty good, to tell you the truth. So let me rinse. We'll hit it with the alum. We'll come back and sort of feel our face and see how we did. I'm pretty sure it's going to be close. Maybe slight edge to the Timeless side. We shall see. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back with the Magic Made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber, non-alcohol. And we'll spray that on a little bit, and then we will feel the face and see how we did. By the way, with the alum, this is the PAA alum block with Dry Dock. Very little in the way of stinging. Maybe a slight bit on the neck, but not much. So let's see. It's really hard for me to tell. Honestly, I think that came out as I expected, fairly even. Maybe a slight edge to the timeless side, but it is just, if at all, it is ever so slight. I will say, based on my preference, which is to feel a little more blade, the timeless is easier for me to use because it's giving me that feedback of cutting better than the Henson does. And so for me, I would pick the timeless simply because it's giving me a little more blade feel, although this does not give you a ton of blade feel. I don't want you to think that you're going to get a ton of blade feel with this razor, because you're not. But it will certainly give you more cutting feedback than the Henson, at least with the mild plate. So please keep that in mind. This is the mild plate. I prefer this one. It's sort of where I thought I would land. But this one is actually deceptively efficient for a very mild razor. I think it does a pretty good job. This one $49.99. This one's $75 with the stand. So cheaper, perhaps a little more efficient. For me, easier to use, comes with a stand. Made in the USA, made in Canada, both well crafted as far as I'm concerned. The soap today was Arsenal Grooming Beachgoer. Check out Arsenal. They have some really well-priced offerings. I really love this scent too. I need to get the splash because this is just an awesome scent. Use the Gray Dog brush, turned from bamboo. Thank you again, Gray Dog. And we shall finish off today with the best beachy scent of all time, in my opinion, PAA The Beach. Oh man, what a great scent this is. This scent has been around for a long time, probably 7-8 years. And it is really a great scent. And again, as always, with the PAA aftershaves, I just simply put my finger over, put my hand out, and use the restrictor. Use your finger as the restrictor. Now, you can do it differently, but that's the way I like to do it. Oh man, what a scent. What a scent. And just like that, we're going to have an excellent day. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me. Thank you, Marion, for allowing me to try out this razor. I really appreciate it. Till next time, I've been your host, CDB, and I'm reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.